God said to us right now that he'll give us $1 billion if we can show him anything that is the same image and likeness, but does not have the same basic functioning, nobody can get one dime. Do you agree with that? Now, we are created in the image and likeness of God. That means without a shadow of a doubt that we have the same basic functioning as God Almighty. And this is a fact that was given to me in meditation. I didn't read from a book, I hear from the lips of another man or woman. But it was just something that I received in meditation that was a revelation word. So it showed that we do have the same basic functionings as God Almighty. Now, the 5 supernatural functionings that we have is the willpower. That's what causes all things to manifest. We have vibrations. They are what actually is created when we think, and vibes. Purpose in this universe is to attract things to us that coincide with our thought pattern, or cause things to respond to us that coincide with our thought pattern. Keep in mind that everything in the universe is an entity with a purpose that is served. It's one individual form. So vibrations are separate and got their own purpose too. Each grain of sand is separate, got its own purpose. Each tree, each human being, each planet, no matter what it is. And then you have the law of repetition. The law of repetition is what makes everything in creation repeat the same basic patterns over and over again. But tonight, I'll speak about the willpower, showing that it's the only force that we have, God and any other living thing in the universe has, that can actually cause things to manifest. It causes all things to materialize. And here's the facts that God gave me in meditation. 1, everything is an entity with a purpose that is served. If God told everybody he'd give them $1 billion, if they could show him anything that isn't an entity with a purpose that is served, nobody could get one dime. So this means the action of us willing for something to be is a separate action and has its own purpose too. Now, the second fact is this. The action of willing for a creation to exist must always exist before the creation itself every time. I had never thought of that until 1977 in meditation when God brought that to my attention. I said, you know, that's real. Before God created the sun, the moon, and the stars, he willed for them to be first. They just didn't pop up on their own. Before a man or woman made all the things he or she has made, they willed for them to be first. So if we was told we'll be given $1 trillion, $1 trillion, if we could show anything created by any living thing that got here without that living thing willing it to be here first, nobody would get one dime. Told the truth, right? Now, let's add it up. If everything is an entity with a purpose that is served, this means without a shadow of doubt that the action of willing for something to be is a separate action and has its own purpose like everything else, even though you can't see it with the human eye. And if before anything is created, the action of willing must be used first every time, this proves without a shadow of a doubt that the action of willing is a separate action, has its own purpose, and its only purpose is to cause all things to manifest or materialize. Thank you. So this is why we have the saying where there's a will, there's a way. Now the third and final fact that goes along with this scenario is this. Everything created by God exists in a variety. You find one human being, you'll find a variety. One grain of sand, you'll find a variety. Now, what I would like to do is give you the viewpoint that God gave me when I asked him, how did you get your existence into the universe? And to my surprise, the facts were so profound until I couldn't deny it. The first thing that must be understood is that all creations that is made up of a variety of things must begin from one of those things first. there was one man and woman before there was a variety, one car, one computer, one light bulb, one idea, one action. Now, this universe is made up of a variety of things. It's broken down to 7 different entities. What God showed me is the only thing that can exist without something willing it to exist is nothing, which is the foundation of all creation. Remember, everything starts from one. So nothing had to repel its opposite. I'm going to show you why. See, opposite equals 2, but everything starts from 1. So this means the original form has the ability to repel or create its own opposite. Scientists say this universe is constantly expanding every second, but they can't figure out why. I'm quite sure many of us in here is aware of that fact, that they're saying the universe is getting larger and larger. But the reason why is this, because nothing is giving off its opposite, which is space. Now, to show that space had to exist second, without space or room, intelligence, earth, air, fire, and water wouldn't have a place to exist. Matter needs space in order to have a place to be. So before intelligence, earth, air, fire, and water got its existence, there had to be some room. Scientists say they can see new forms of matter being formed into this universe at the rate of 7 million tons a second, but they can't figure out why. But what the Creator showed me in meditation, the only reason why is because after nothing give off its opposite, which is space, space has to give off its opposite, which is matter. Now, this matter couldn't have any motion nor creative ability at first. The reason why is simply because all motion and all creation must start from a still point. Stillness and motion is the opposite of each other. One always has to exist before the other. Now, this matter itself had to repel its opposite within itself. The opposite of matter with no motion and no creative ability, according to the thing this universe is made up of, is matter with all motion and all creative ability. Make sense? So this matter that space gave off manifested into matter with all motion and all creative ability. The only entity in the universe that has all motion and all creative ability is intelligence. So now this intelligence had to repel its opposite. The opposite of matter with all motion and all creative ability, according to the thing this universe is made up of, is matter with no motion and creative ability of its own. Earth, air, fire, and water, they are ideas. Without a shadow of a doubt, right? If you notice, we are made of so much solid liquid gases and heat. I mean, so much solid liquid gases, heat, and intelligence. Let's break it down. The trees are made of 5 different things. So much earth, air, fire, water, and intelligence. We are made of 5 different things. So much earth, air, fire, water, and intelligence. So that intelligence took those 4 elements and made many things function. Then put a part of itself in everything that is made. And this is how the entire universe manifested from nothing. So let's subtract space from the scenario. Intelligence wouldn't have a place to exist. So we're all the way back to where? You know, out of all the colors in the universe, you have many colors, countless of colors. But if everything in this universe that exists in a variety began from one of them first, there was one color. Can somebody tell me what that color was?
Black.
Automatic. Had to be one. Had to be one race of people. Who was that? Because everything starts from one. That was us. Because everything starts from one. So we can look at this universal fact. All creation that exists in the variety began from one of them first. Just because we were here first, we hate the color.
That's right.
Creation.